Hey man, y'all tap into World is Mine. It's your boy Dark as a Wood, man. Today we got Mali from Venus in the building, man. What's up, bro?
Good, bro. It's good. How you doing?
Shit, all good. And what about you?
Good, good. Just woke up. You feel me? Just chilling.
Yeah, that's what's up. But shit, like for the people that don't necessarily like heard about you yet, like can you tell them where you from? Like what's your kind of your background and shit? Like where you grew up?
Yeah, I done moved around a lot when I was growing up. I lived in Texas for a while. Born in Florida, and I lived in Seattle for a while too. Central District. You feel me? If anybody in Seattle watching, you feel me? All the moving around and shit really helped me. I feel like that's why I got a sound that's hella diverse. I've
Yeah,
been making music for a couple of years now. I'm just ready to go with the music.
yeah. And do you feel like there's a place that where you move around that got like more influence on you? Let's say like Seattle, Florida, or Texas.
Seattle for sure. Like before I moved to Seattle, I didn't really know who I wanted to be in a sense. But once I started high school out there, like it just all kind of clicked. Like just living in a city life, just all that. I kind of had to change my personality just to be in a city. It's different out there. And once I started just changing, I was like, damn, I kind of like myself like this more than how I was when I was living in Tampa. So you feel me? Even though I was in Seattle for a short time, like I really would call that shit home.
And what can you say was the difference between Seattle and like Florida?
Just a faster life and just a lot more diversity. I had to just learn how to talk to a lot of different people. I feel like that's something I'm good at, and that's something I've always been able just to talk to different people, be able to hear different insights, and I think that's something that the world is missing right now. Just a lot of people not trying to hear a lot of other different opinions, cultures, just things like that.
You're a pretty open person, you know?
I'll hear anything out, like, and I feel like that's just how shit should be. Like anybody that believes something, they have a reason to believe that. So I feel like you should try to understand why they believe.
You have to be ready to accept our perspective and our opinion, you know, even if you don't consider it. You see somebody and you be like, you don't want to hear about him because he don't look like you and shit, but he may like
Right,
put you on some other new shit
right,
that you never heard about, you know? That's what's up.
right.
Did you have a favorite place like growing up?
Um, it was all like every time I moved, I was kind of like in a different point in my life. So it's like I fucked with Texas when I was living there, but I fucked with Texas because I was playing football, and that's big out there. But I
Yeah.
feel like if I went out there, I was just kind of like how I am now, just you me smoke, make music. I wouldn't have fucked with it as much. Um, um, so everywhere I lived, it was kind of like always my favorite. But in Seattle, just stuck with me.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. And also, like, what position did you play when you played football?
I was in the running back. You feel me? I lived under like Barry Sanders and shit. And then by the time I stopped playing, I was about to move over to cornerback.
You ever
Yeah.
thought about making it to the league, or it was just like for fun?
But I really don't know. Like I was playing when I was like up until high school, and my parents they always thought I would make it to the league. My coaches and shit they thought I would make it to the league, and then I just started making music. I didn't really have the passion for football no more, so I stopped. So it's like it's a big what if. I feel like I could have, but it's not. It wouldn't have been worth it if it's not my passion.
You never know if something isn't for you. You never know how that shit can turn out. And
Right.
when, like, to kind of get a time frame, what time was that?
I was playing from I think second or third grade up until high school.
Okay.
So about what? That's like 6, 7 years. I didn't Texas, you feel me? So they nice out there with football for real.
Did you start making music in high school already?
Yeah, it was my summer before high school. I met my friend. We were just outside the neighborhood. He was showing me some songs he made on GarageBand. I was like, bro, you can make songs. I can make songs. I didn't know that shit. Thought you really had to go to the studio. So I just started making music like the summer before high school. I was just making beats though. I didn't start rapping until like junior year.
Okay, you started off as a producer.
Yeah, I was just a producer. I made a couple songs and I was like, I just really didn't like rapping. So I was like, I'm gonna just make beats.
Okay, so you always like music.
Right, yeah. Even in middle school, bro, I play violin, no lie. I really just like how music sound.
Do you remember like when you was a like kid, if music were around you, like did you have like family member playing some type of music? Like what's the first music that you remember hearing?
And the first music I really remember hearing, um, bro, it's honestly like jazz. You know, Jasmine Sullivan, Lions, Tigers, and Bears. Like that's the first song I really remember like hearing and liking. And it's really like some R&B, like you feel me, like black parents listen to that shit, and I really like that shit. But then when it came to hip hop, I really didn't listen to hip hop or really the trap scene until like Young Thug. From the beginning, you feel me, I always felt the like smooth R&B shit, like Neo, Usher, Jasmine Sullivan, you feel me, Mario, shit like that.
All that transfer to your style that you use today, because you use a lot of like R&B type beat, I would say.
Yeah, nah, most definitely, like really, like I had to just kind of look back, like the music I like has always been chill shit, you know. So I had a little time when I was trying to make like hella hard shit, trap shit. And even though it was hard, I just didn't like it. Like I didn't feel like I was making the music that was true to me. And once I started making the chill shit, I was like, damn. And once I just sat and thought about it, I was like, damn, I've always really just liked chill music.
I feel like if you do music that actually fits you, not necessarily music that you can't listen to every day, but the music that you feel the more comfortable to make, I feel it's gonna sound always better, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, man, that's good that, you know, you open to like use different type of style. And
right.
to go a little bit like where it was before, you say you started by rapping, but you didn't like it at first.
Yeah, I think I made like 2 or 3 songs. I wouldn't even say I didn't like it. I didn't like, cause I was real young, you know. So like, I'm 14, like, but I'm still kind of talking about the same stuff I'm talking about now. But my parents really weren't going for that, so it was like I had to go recording like I'm really recording like outside, you know. And it's the recordings are bad, everything. So it was just more like frustrated. It was like I'm gonna just do what I can do right now. And I was just really, I could make beats. You feel me? They can't be mad at me for making beats.
They didn't want you to rap.
They didn't want me cursing, you know, like talking about the shit I was talking about. It was kind of like, it was just like hidden, I guess.
Once you started like making beats, how did you learn? Like, did you use YouTube or we didn't have like really YouTube back then?
Yeah, no, I was on YouTube heavy. I used to watch Busy Words Beats. That was like, he really taught me how to use that FL, you know. And I started watching like Internet Money, Studio Plug, Bro Beats, you know, like those guys were like, they knew how to use it, but they knew how to use it like me, you know. Like it was like Busy Words Beats. I went to school for it, but like a lot of niggas don't go to school for this, like, so they don't really know what they're talking about, but they know how to explain what they're doing. And just hearing them talk to me like that, I picked it up way faster. But once I was on YouTube, it was just all from there. Cause I already had like the violin, I could read music, I understood it. I just had to learn how to like work the program.
And you still playing violin to this day?
Nah, I actually stopped after 8th grade. It's at my mom's house right now, my violin. But I've been thinking about trying to play piano. I don't know if you can see I got a piano in the back.
Yeah, I feel like once you play piano, it's like a good base of like music in general, you know. Yeah, I used to do that, man. It's like I feel like I wouldn't have understand so much about music if I didn't play piano, you know.
Yeah, how long you played?
Piano, I started playing piano young. I started, I think, at like 6. Then I stopped at like 13, 14.
Yeah. But you would still like pick up the keys and play whenever, right?
Yeah, because sometimes I go and try to learn FL whenever I got time, but I just like music in general, you know. I just like to create stuff and shit whenever I got time and shit, you know. But what made you, first of all, did you stop making beats once you started making rap?
Yeah, honestly, like kind of how it went was I was making beats for about 2 years before I started rapping. Yeah. So I had beats on beats on beats. So I was just using those. Like a lot of my early music is all self-produced. And then once I kind of ran out, I started fucking with YouTube producers and just meeting producers. But just recently, a couple months ago, I was just kind of thinking like, damn, I should start making my own beats again. So a lot of the new shit I'm about to start dropping is more self-produced, mixed in with a lot of producers I fuck with.
Once you was making beats, did you like sell them or it was just like for your friend? And
Yeah, and I only sold one beat ever, like real shit. Like I always had my friends would always tell me my beats were hard, and they were hard when I got on them. But I always feel like they kind of sounded like just different, you know. Like it was just like a weird sound. So it's like people really didn't know how to get on them, so they wouldn't buy them.
okay, so it's like you was making beats for you.
Almost, yeah, real shit. 'Cause when I started rapping on them, like it was like cake, you know. Like I feel like rapping on my beats taught me how to rap.
And once you start rapping, was that like, I would say like, did you practice before that or it was just like already in you?
I could always like I was with me. I was be with my bros and shit. We were smoking and we would just start freestyling. So like I could always freestyle, but then I just had to learn how to like really like sauce it up in the mic. You feel me? Like because anybody can freestyle, but you gotta make it sound good on the beat, and that's what I had to learn.
Okay. It took time for you to learn?
Um, yeah, I feel like it took a lot longer because I couldn't really record. I could only record if like my mom or dad left the crib. You know, that was like rare. So I was recording like probably like 2, 3 songs like a month. You know, but once I moved out, like I really like I feel like I've progressed so much in the past year compared to the past 2 years put together. Just because I've been able to have just more time just to practice recording.
Ooh, you didn't like go to the studios. You always like recorded at home.
Oh yeah, I've never gone to the studio, and like most of my songs have been recorded on this same exact setup like for the past 2, 3 years.
Okay. Is it the same setup for like the cover of like, you got a song called I made this song in like 20 minutes.
Yeah. I made that shit. I made that. I got off work and I was just punching. I think I made like 6 songs that night. And I just made that one. And I was just like, damn, I don't even got a name, but I just liked it, you know, so I just dropped it. I just called it that. But yeah, that's the same setup. Like, only thing that changed is the mixing, you know, and even still, that shit don't even really be changing much.
You mix your own song too?
Yeah, bro, I honestly do like most of everything, like cover art, music, like music videos, everything.
Oh, so you shoot your own music video?
Yeah, my bro, you feel me? Shout out to Love Tim, you feel me? That's my guy. But he comes, he records here, you feel me? And he shoots my videos, so it's like we trade off, and I go and edit them myself.
Oh, that's dope, man. Like you being an artist and being versatile, you like not only that you save so much money, but I feel like it's good skill that you can pick up on. You know, let's say like an artist, let's say like you go ahead and you want to feature, but you need something edited, you'll be like, okay, send me a couple video or whatever. Then you can start trading like that, you know, trading skills and shit. That's dope. And I see that you got a lot of like music. But you know, like since I was on SoundCloud, I couldn't see like the dates and shit. How much project do you have? Because it's like project mixed with single, if you could say.
And I really got I would say 2 projects that I like really, really kind of served as projects, and that's Mission Control. I dropped that about this time last year. And then I got Melly to ET2. I dropped that in December. But then I just drop tapes, you feel me, like 4 or 5 songs that just kind of go together. Or if I made them like in the same week, I just put songs together and call them a tape. So I probably got like 4 or 5 of those, you know. But I don't really, to me, those are kind of like singles themselves, you know.
Okay, so you don't consider them as like tape?
Now I really just call them like, I don't really know. It's not something like I push, you know. It's just kind of like an EP, you know.
Yeah, and how do you difference like songs from like that? Okay, that's a song for a project and that's EP material.
Bro, honestly, like I'm hella impulsive with this shit. Like I'll just make all the music and I'll just be like, all right, bro, I'm about to drop a tape, and I'll just kind of go through and put some shit together. And then it's like when I try and do shit, I'm like, all right, bro, this shit really don't go with anything. It's a single, you know.
Okay, so you're trying to like keep all the song under the same vibe, you know. But if they're too different, you're just gonna drop them at the same time.
Yeah, because I wanted to be like an experience when people listen to like anything I drop together, is because I wanted it to be heard in that order, you know, like for me all together. Because I feel like it's an experience.
That's dope, man. That's dope. I like your creative side. And you said you record that. Well, last time you recorded like 6 songs in one night. Is that usual for you?
Nah, that's usually like, that's honestly right after I have writer's block. Like there's times I can record for like a week or 2, and then I just get in the studio one night and I'll make 6 songs. But I usually just probably make like 1 or 2 songs a day.
Still to this day?
Yeah, that's like ever since I moved out, I just been able to just cook up. It's like wake up, make some shit, And then you feel me, get off work, I'm up late at night, make some shit. You might just be chilling. It's like, you don't got shit else to do, just make some music. It's fun.
That's dope, man. And how do you feel like you developed this work ethic, besides the fact that you like it?
I don't know, it's just like, it's here, you know? It's not even, I wouldn't even say it's like really more based on my work ethic. It's just more that it's right here. Like my bed is right there. I wake up, it's like the first thing I see. So it's like, you feel me? I already put in time, I already put in money. It's like, bro, why you not gonna keep going?
You're surrounded by that.
Yeah. It's like really that's the thing on my mind. That's what I think about when I wake up in the morning, throughout the day, everything. So it's like, if I'm already thinking about it, just do it.
And how did you find the discipline to learn like how to edit, how to record, how to mix, how to produce? Because all these skills require a lot of work. First of all, a lot of creativity, a lot of work, a lot of everything, you know. How do you get there?
I just like learning stuff. Like when I see something and I just want to understand it. When I edit videos, it's really because I watched the video and I just wanted to learn how to do it. And it was like, damn, I could do it myself now and I know how to do it. It's like, it's really just fun for me. So it's like, I'll learn how to edit and I'll just be like, all right, I'm good enough at editing type shit. Like I'm not even trying to say I get the best at shit when I do it, but I just like to know how to do stuff. I just like being well-rounded, you know?
Did you have people like to help you with things over time, or did you learn everything yourself?
I'm really just trying to think because I don't want to leave nobody out. But like a lot of the shit, yeah, like mixing, I learned that shit myself. But I got a couple of guys like, you feel me? Because I'm really the artist. So I got friends that are engineers, like mainly engineers. So if it's like, I can go to them for advice, you know? But it's more like, you feel me? It's like real, like technical advice. It's almost like two engineers talking, like not like a beginner engineer talking to an expert, you know? It's like different.
More like you ask for like opinion and outlook.
Yeah, opinion, like tutorial type.
I feel like it's important to have like a circle like that of people that do the same thing as you.
For sure, like especially people that are like-minded with you. Like when you can have somebody you could chop it up with, y'all feel the same way about just life and just the way things go, and y'all both make dope music or just have dope skills. It's like, it's fun to work, bro. Like it's like the best thing ever.
Yeah, because the chemistry is there.
Yeah.
You know, it's more like authentic and shit. And did you ever thought about like, I don't know, like picking up engineering as like a main hustle?
Oh yeah, bro, it's honestly like engineering is just the longest part of it. Like I don't even like engineering my own music, you know, but it's just like I got to. So it's like, I don't know, it's like engineering is like the least fun for me because it's like scientific a little bit, you know. There is like some type of,
because of the vibration.
Yeah, like you really got to kind of know what you're doing. So sometimes it takes away from the creativity. So I don't really like doing it as much. And it's a long process. I really don't like to do it. Usually if I try and get work, like if I'm hustling, I usually try and do a verse or I try and cover art for people, like it's just some type of graphics.
Okay, you do graphic too?
Yeah, like, but I do like lyric videos. You feel me? I do most of my cover art. Like, you feel me? A lot of times I'll bullshit on the cover art, but when I really try and make some shit, like the Melody ET2 cover art, I really spent hours on that, and I really like how that came out.
How did you learn all that? Because that's like, you got a lot of skills that can surround artists. Usually they got one person to do each of these things, but you can pretty much do all that shit yourself.
Nah, honestly, I learned like Photoshop and shit, like from making beats. You feel me? I actually trying to upload my beats on YouTube, so I had to learn how to make thumbnails, just little some type of edits, like with videos and shit. So I learned that just from producing. That was like the basics. So once I started trying to like edit videos, make cover art and shit, I just had to go on YouTube and watch tutorials, and I just took that sauce and kind of applied it to what I wanted to do. But I already had learned the programming from trying to make the thumbnails and shit.
And do you have an estimate of how much time it took you?
Like for what?
Well, to learn graphic edit.
Honestly, I didn't get good at it until I edited my music videos. That was probably like October, because that was when I had to just kind of like, I couldn't keep going back to the tutorials. You know, I kind of had to just learn, like, just fuck around, just take some L's, just figure it out myself. Because it was already taking too much time just to edit it. I couldn't keep going back watching the 15-minute video every time I want to do something. So I just kind of like, once that pressure was on me, I guess it was like, all right, bro, I just learned it through experience, I guess.
Yeah, sure. You can't expect to start something new and it be perfect the first time you do it. You know, not necessarily you gotta fail, but you gotta pull out something. Rather pull out something that's not perfect, then you know what to change over time. You ask for feedbacks, and then you'll keep getting better over time. You know, it's really like a process. You used to go by more Cash Mali, right?
Yeah, bro. All right, so this like the full story, you feel me? First, I was going by Money Kid Mali. That was in high school. And then boom, I got this shit tatted on me when I was 18. I don't know if you could see, but it say MKM for me. It stands for Money Kid Mali.
Yeah.
And then about when I was like, I think like 18, I was like, bro, I really don't like that name. It made me sound childish, you feel me? So I was like, damn, I gotta change it. But I already had MKM tatted on me. So I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna just go with more Cash Mali. Kept that shit for most of last year. And then I just started thinking again. I was like, bro, I really don't even like that name. I just picked it because it matched the initials. And I was like, I just had to sit down and like really come up with my name. I was like, bro, I just want to be Mali, you feel me? Like, but I gotta add some shit. I was like, Mali from Venus, like, cause I fuck with the space music and like Venus, the planet of love. I'm a lover boy, you know. So it's like,
You say space music?
yeah, that's kind of that's the branding that I've been going with.
Can you develop on that?
Yeah, like when I make music, how you were like before the interview when you were saying it's like stoner music.
Yeah.
I was calling it space music because it just feel like you in space. Like that's what I go for when I make beats or when I hear beat. I'm like, damn, does this sound something like in space?
The more relaxed vibe.
Relaxing, not at like with the heavy auto tune. Like it's almost like a computer talking to you type shit. Like,
Okay, I see why you call it space. But how do you pick this type of beats? Like what make you decide when you hear a beat, you be like, okay, this is space music, this is my style, I'm gonna use this beat.
like when I hear any type of music, I always kind of like just picture shit that can go with it. Like, so when I hear a beat, if I can't picture anything in space, like sometimes I hear a beat and I'm like, oh yeah, like this nigga zooming through space, like this nigga dodging planets, all that, you feel me? And then sometimes I hear a beat and I'm like, oh, this nigga just landed on a planet, you feel me? Like it's hella chill. But if I can't think of any type of like, what you said, like
Vision?
vision or like situation in space, then it's like I can't really fuck with the beat. Or I can, but it's just like it's gonna be some fuck around shit. Like, I'm gonna just try some shit just to try it.
Okay. I can see where you're going with that. But just I want to know like how did you decide that space was like your vibe? Like I know you don't really decide what you like, but like how did you say, okay, space is my shit, you know?
Yeah, bro, no lie, even when I was a kid, like I just fucked with space. I was like, damn, this shit cool. I have books about like just the solar system and shit. And then I don't know, I just starting to hear music and I was like, damn, like I really feel like I'm in a spaceship, like especially being in the car and shit. I'm like, bro, I'm in a spaceship right now. And I was like, damn, I was already going that direction. I was like, I'm gonna really just fuck with it. Like, I'm gonna like put my foot on the gas and go that way.
And do you feel like it's important to like keep the same style? Not saying that you keep the same style, because I see that you got Forever. That's a drill beat.
But yeah, it's hella important to change up the style. Like, but you should always have a signature. That's what I'm starting to figure out. I've never really kept a signature throughout the times. But changing the style is always the vibes. Like you can bring in new people. Like I got so many new fans because I dropped Forever because people are fucking with drill music right now. So they heard me on drill beats and they were like, oh, I'm gonna go check out his other shit. Like, oh damn, like, I really fuck with all his other shit. So it's like you gotta be versatile, you gotta try out new shit, you never know what's a hit. You never know what you're gonna like to do.
About having a signature. That's kind of like the word I was looking for a couple of days. It's like a lot of artists, yeah, they don't use the same type of beat, but it's like they got a vibe, whatever type of instrumental they rap on. you know?
Yeah, something.
Yeah.
It's always something.
And how do you feel like you perfected the signatures of yours over time?
Honestly, I feel like I perfected my signature through changing up styles, honestly. Because it was like, while I'm changing all these different sounds, I'm keeping like the same. There's always something that's the same throughout all these different sounds I'm trying out. And then just once I started making my own beats again, I was like, damn, like this is everything. Like all the shit I've been doing throughout the years, plus my beats again, it's like this shit is really clicked. And I feel like that's my signature.
I know you say you make your own beats, but do you have like favorite producer to work on? Because I see that it's kind of like changing. Like you use all types of different producer over time. Some may come back, you know, 1, 2 times, but it's always like different people.
Right now, I've been like, I gotta start working on that, like trying to keep more consistency. I'm making all these songs. Like that's like if Metro and Future, they made all these songs and they're like, all right, but we're never gonna make a song again. You feel me? It's like y'all got like a team behind y'all, or y'all got like a whole fan base behind y'all two together. Like I gotta keep going, you know? It's you just cutting off the fans of the music. So it's like a lot of people like when I work with Sai, you feel me? Shout out Sai KSY. So it's like we got tough shit, but now I don't really drop a lot of music with him. And people always be telling me like, bro, you need to fuck with Sai, you need to fuck with Sai. But now we getting locked in a tight circle. You feel me? It's like if I'm always rapping on your beats, bro, eventually it's gonna keep getting better and better, and we really gonna have some tough shit.
So you feel like it's important to like kind of build a chemistry with the artist, with the producer over time, rather than just change.
Hell yeah. But yeah. But now as for my favorite producers, I fuck with Sai. Like when I'm trying to get some plug, fuck with Sai. I fuck with my God, you feel me? He got that dream plug sound. His shit is tough. Along with Teen Slug, that's my bro. He stay in Seattle, you feel me? Recently I've been fucking with Wavy Solo out of St. Louis. That nigga go crazy. He got some real tough shit. I don't even think I previewed any of his shit, but I got a couple songs with him I'm trying to drop. And then my bro Slider, you feel me? That nigga tough. Me and him, we about to drop a tape, honestly, in March this month. Probably around like the last or the third or fourth week of March, we got to drop a tape.
That's dope. We be on the lookout for that, man. And you feel like you work with, because I see that you don't got a lot of feature.
Right, yeah.
You're open to that.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like when people send me shit, like I get on it, and I got a couple songs that I sent out. It's just sometimes people don't send it back. It's just like, if you I just got a song that I could have finished and I'm waiting on for nothing. Just little shit like that.
Okay, yeah, I understand. And you got a thing that you do on your, well, some music that you drop, it's called No Hook. You got 5 of them, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like, how do you plan on like dropping like a tape just of like no hook music? Because I know a lot of like artists, may do that sometime. You know, they drop like a EP or like a full tape, and the whole tape is just them like speeding on beats, you know, not just freestyling the whole tape.
Real shit. Like honestly, when I make my beats, they be no hooks, you know. Like or when I rap on my beats, there are no hooks a lot of the times. So honestly, if I drop a self-produced, that shit will be no hook. And I'm for sure dropping a self-produced tape this year.
So as project, what do you consider a tape versus an album?
I feel like a tape is like for me it's 7 to 8 songs. But I feel like anything over 5, that's a full project. But 4 or 5 songs, like people could listen to that and you feel me under 10 minutes. It's quick, it's over with. But you feel me, all the songs go together. And I feel like they aren't really the best songs, you know?
Yeah. You said at the beginning, you just like not necessarily do EP, but once you got like a couple of songs that like don't necessarily go together, like you said, you just drop them, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But you know, that's good. I feel like you don't necessarily have a lot, because once we go on your SoundCloud, it's way more like singles on singles on singles rather than just like full project and shit. You know, that's dope. Yeah. About the type of instrumental that you use, you said you was a fan of like R&B. How did you like find a way to like mix trap with R&B type beat? Was that shit like over time, or you did that shit by accident?
Whoa, when I was rapping?
Well, right now, because you use like R&B type beat, you know?
Oh yeah. Really like the plug and be like, or really just the plug scene, like they're heavily built on jazz, especially like the producers I fuck with, like Sai. He really got a lot of like jazz, type of instrumentals, type like melodies. So once I started hearing that, it's like I already knew how to do it. Like my melodies, they've always kind of been like R&B. So they kind of always sounded weird over different type of beats, like trap beats. But when I got on size beats, like it just sounded natural. Like it almost sounded like a real R&B song, you feel me? But just with some heavy ass bass and shit.
Cause you got song, I wrote it down. You got like drop the Addy. It's a R&B song, but it's like a trap lyric on the R&B vibe. You know, I really fuck with it. Then you got song like way more chill. You got a song called Geek. Then you got a song called Raw. Yeah, I fuck with it. You know, and yeah, man, like I feel like you have like complete catalog of like songs and shit. I really fuck with it. If you could describe like your recording like process, like if you gotta put a mindset before you record or to get ideas, inspiration.
Shit. Usually, bro, I roll up. You feel me? I start playing the beat while I roll up. When I'm done, you feel me? I plug the headphones in, boom, 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 sit down. I just press record. I just fuck around like until I get one bar. Once I get one bar, it's like it's almost over from that. I just start punching in every tape. I come up with all the bars quick and all the melodies and shit. It's really like just improv. Like it's made up all on the spot.
So, you know, freestyle, you know, off the head shit.
Yeah, I just feel like when I record like that, it's like it's more natural. Like it's really my mood, you know. Cause it's like whenever I try to write some shit, it's like if you write this shit in a certain mood and you try to record it, but you aren't in that mood that you were when you wrote it, you aren't gonna be able to perform it the best. But when you perform it how you perform it, like when you on the spot, you know, you performing how you feeling.
Do you feel like it's important to put all you feel into your music?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I feel like it's almost like acting, like, or I just feel like for me recently, I really had to like draw that emotion. Like that makes sense. Like how actors, you feel me? They cry. They're like, I have to feel sad, so they really sell that shit. Like I really have to sell it for it to sound good in the mic. And I feel like the more you sell it, the better it sounds.
It's not like you have to overdo it, but you really be like, gotta be comfortable in all you feel and really be conscious of that so that shit come out, like kind of let the emotion out, if I could say.
Cause that's the thing with music. That's like with music, you trying to make people feel how you feel it, feel a certain way.
Yeah.
You really gotta do that shit. Like you gotta make them feel that way. And the only way to do that is through like your confidence and the way you sell your like deliveries and shit.
Yeah. And do you have an advice for artists how they can do that? You know, how they can feel way better recording and come up with some lyrics, come up with a good substance to say in their song? Do you have an advice for that?
Then for like substance, bro, like lyrics and shit. Bro, honestly, I feel like with everything, just don't overthink it. Like, I feel like that's where a lot of like, that's where more stresses come in the studio when I overthink shit. When I just be in the studio just having fun, that's where you feel the best. Like, that's where music just comes the best. If you're over there overthinking, damn, does this melody sound right? Damn, should I say this or this? You complicated it. Like, it's not natural no more, almost in a way. It's like you just got to be natural, just be you. And you just got to be proud to be you, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, whatever you saying, you got to believe it type shit, you know?
Yeah, so it doesn't like not come off as acting, but just if you're not saying something that's really be like you and authentic, people gonna feel it throughout the music. Like you're not gonna be as much comfortable if you say a lie than if you say some shit that's really real. Because you just say it because it's like you know?
Yeah.
And you say that you draw, right? You do graphic and shit.
Oh, yeah.
And how did you get into that? Was you always into drawing?
It was a time period where I was like hella fucking with that shit. I was like, yeah, I really wanted to be like an artist. I wanted to have my own TV show, like cartoon type shit. I learned from there. And like I said, like I learned some shit, I'll get good at it and I'll just kind of stop or just I'll be like, all right, I'm good enough. So like once I had learned how to draw on paper, it was way easier on the computer. Like it was like, you feel me? I'm a computer now. I could draw a perfect straight line. Like, so it was just easy.
Oh, that's dope, man. You say you talk about cartoon. Did you ever thought about getting into animation? Because I know you do a lot of creative shit. Did you ever thought about doing that?
Nah, bro. I was like 8, no lie. Like, honestly, I had forgot about it until you just brought it up. I was like 8 trying to come up with a cartoon, you know? But real shit, like with this music, this is kind of like one outlet. Like I want to get on with music and I want to just branch out into a lot of different shit. And that's something I'll for sure think about.
if there's something that you have to do in life, it's got to be something like that's involved with creativity.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I just like the idea. Like creativity is literally coming up with something from nothing, like out of thin air. So it's like just to be able to do that and to be able to live off that, that's a dream, you know?
Yeah. Would you say like music is your dream of all the other things that you do?
Yeah, music is for sure like my first dream. Like this thing, like that's the thing I'm fucking with. If it wasn't my dream, I'll go try and do something else. I'll go edit it, I'll do something else. But music is just like, it's therapeutic in a way too. Like it's more than just I'm making music to get on.
Okay. You use your music to like cope with real life situation?
Yeah, cause bro, when I started rapping, it's cause I had just moved back from Seattle. It was junior year. I moved back to Tampa.
Yeah.
And I got kicked out of school. I got kicked out of school for like some weed, pretty much. And you feel me? I was homeschooled the whole year, so I was just home all the time. I had nothing to do, so I was just like, fuck it, I just started making music. So it was like, when I'm bored or when I don't got nobody else to talk to, all my bros at school and shit, I was just making music. So it's like, that's kind of just still what I do. Like, you feel me? Just whenever I got some shit to say, like, I just made music. Whenever I want to talk about shit that I want to do, I make some music, or just talk about shit I have done. I made music. Like, it's just the easiest way for me to express myself.
Like you found a way to turn like a bad situation into something positive, because it was kind of like people that couldn't like go to school or like to their job in the past couple months. A lot of people were stuck at home, so they had more time to actually think and actually do what they want to do, you know?
Yeah. No lie.
That's dope.
No lie, bro. COVID was a good thing. Like, it got a lot of people to just realize, like, just to sit down and just look at themselves and just think about shit they wanted to do. That shit was, like, I feel like the world needed that.
Oh, yeah, for sure. This is how I got started, you know, because creativity takes time. So whenever you're trying to come up with ideas, I feel like if you want to come up with something new, you can't come up with something new if you still got old shit into your head. Of course, you're going to still think about like your real life and other situation, but I feel like if you can zone you out for a little bit and let new ideas come in and let your brain develop something, even in like a week, you can come up with like a crazy ass plan.
Real shit.
No.
It's honestly, sometimes I had to do that, you know, like, just step away, just clear my head type shit.
And do you have like a way to come up with ideas over time to like help with your creativity?
Like, what you mean by that?
Well, let's say, you know, every person that do, let's say, any type of art, they might come into a period where they don't got no inspiration or they don't feel like doing it. What do you do in those moments?
It depends. Like, sometimes it's like, oh, I don't feel like doing it, but it's like, it's really just because you don't want to at the time, but you can still make tough shit. But it's like, if you don't feel like doing it because you really just you got writer's block, you can't come up with shit, just don't do it. You just got to take some time. You just do anything, you feel me? Just kind of forget about music for a little bit. Just watch some TV, go out, go do some shit. Because you never know, like, inspiration can really come from anywhere. You could watch a movie and just the way it look can inspire you to make some tough shit.
Do you have like a favorite thing to look at for inspiration or something that you like to do to get it or anything?
Yeah, no lie. I be watching, you ever heard of this show called Shameless?
No, bro. Tell me.
Yeah, it's on Netflix, bro. It's like, it's long as hell. It's pretty much like this family, but it's like they just fucked up, bro. It's like they just do hella crazy shit, hella fucked up shit. And it's so long as hell, I just put that shit on Netflix, put it on the TV, and I'll just have it on mute while I'm recording. And it's just like, I just look over and it's like some crazy shit happening. It's like, I might have a bar that come from that shit. And it's just like, just having it, just the way the show looked to me, it just made me want to rap.
Oh, I never like seen nobody do that. Like you put the TV like or any media on mute and you just look at it.
Yeah, like real shit. Like if it's just on, it like it's art. You feel me? Even though people is like, oh, it's a TV show. You feel me? But there's still things are shot a certain way. The colors are a certain way for a reason. So it's like I try and just pull the mood from that.
Yeah. I never thought about that. That's actually pretty smart because really, it's just really be the same as like you just closing your computer and not recording, then you go and watch TV, then you just combine the two together. So not out here, you not losing time. You don't have to, oh, yeah, I gotta write that shit down so I come back to it later. Like it's more like I just seen it, so now I'm spitting.
Yeah, first. Like I feel like that's really the best way.
Yeah. And also, like, how do you feel like weed help with the creativity?
But honestly, like we with music is like I don't know the word. Like I said, like a double-edged sword type shit. Like when I'm sober and I make music, like my timing is better. Like little shit like that, I come up with the bars quicker. But when I'm high, like the whole vibe of the song is better. Like this one bar might be off beat, but whole time like that makes the song better type shit. So it's like I fuck when I'm high. I fuck when I'm high making music way more.
I can see like the difference between the two. But where do you see yourself with this music? Well, not necessarily music for you, but any your career, I would say, as far as like art,
Oh yeah.
creativity. Like, what is your goals in that?
Like as a person, I want to be like I just want to be like a chill nigga. Like that's kind of why I changed my name. Like for me, I just kind of wanted to be Mally. Like I still want to be able to say funny shit. Like just still act like a regular person. I don't kind of want to be a star, but I want niggas to be like, oh, I fuck with his music. I fuck with this. I fuck with this. But as far as like the work part goes, like I would be cool being like behind the scenes on like some bigger shit. Like whole time I did some graphics for like you feel me Kanye album, but I didn't get hella credit for it, but I was on it. That would be cool. But I would still just be like the cool nigga, you feel me? I got a maybe like 60K on Instagram, you feel me? Just some light shit. Like I'm cool,
Yeah.
but I'm still getting in work.
Because at the end of the day, the important part is really to get paid, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, I fuck with that.
Real shit.
And how do you feel like you develop it, like the humble side, like the side, like you say you don't want to be a star? I can relate to that, but not a lot of people, they want to be famous, like they want to be seen. Like, how do you feel that you separated yourself from that?
Um, I don't know. I think like the biggest thing was like when I was going by More Cash Valley, people started calling me Cash. And it was like, I don't know, it just I ain't like it. I was like, damn, bro, like he don't even know me. He calling me Cash. Like it's just like I don't know. It just felt like people thought I was like bigger than them. I don't know if it makes sense or if you feel me on that. But I just didn't like how it sounded. I almost felt like I just sounded like a star, like not a real person. So I was like, bro, I just want to be Mally, like just be myself more.
And you feel like it's important to be yourself, like in real life and shit?
Yeah, because honestly, a lot of like stars, you feel me? Like a lot of people, they'll meet a star or celebrity and be like, bro, this nigga don't act like that at all in person. And it's like, you feel me? A lot of people really don't got that like that real star personality. So it's like when you putting on that act, it might get you one, but like it's still an act at the end of the day. Over time, you're not going to do that shit no more. So it's just I just feel like it's best to just always be true to you and blow up like yourself, so you don't gotta keep going on with the act.
Yeah, that's real. Staying yourself won't get you way more further because you're not playing your role. Even if you think that you can play that role for a long time, it's like your true self gonna eventually come out, and that may affect you in whatever situation that you're in because you never know when your true self come out.
Yeah.
Then to get into like some other shit, what's like the biggest like lesson that you got taught in life, that you got out of life?
I feel like a big thing is like you gotta mean what you say. You feel me? Like I feel like a word is important. If you say some shit, you gotta like mean it. You gotta keep your word to it. So I just feel like I apply that, and I try and keep like people around me. I try and like tell them to do that. You feel me? Because I feel like that just makes shit easy. It makes communication easier. You feel me? I feel like that's the biggest part of life, communication.
You say you was like, I don't take that music serious. Then you said it, you decided to actually do it. This what you mean by that?
Yeah, sure. Like once you really start telling people, that's one thing. That's almost a tip I would tell people. Like if you're gonna do something, if you gotta go, bro, tell somebody that's close to you because they gonna keep you on that goal. And once you tell them, you gonna want to do it because you told them type shit. Once you say you're gonna do something, it's just like you gotta do it. Like unless you just talking for nothing. That's a waste of time. That's a waste of communication. That's vacuum communication.
Exactly. It's like you have people that can hold you accountable of whatever you do. Yeah, that's dope.
Real shit.
And can you tell me, like, as far as your music, is there an aspect in your life that your music helps you with?
Um, Honestly, just communication. Like I wouldn't even say communication, just really expressing myself, I guess. Like, I don't know, it's just like I get to express myself to people that don't know me. My personality, I guess. It's like you hear my music and like if somebody meet me, it's like, oh, I understand my music. Like people that know me in real life, they really fuck with my music because it's like it really goes with my personality. So that's just what I want to do. Like I like expressing myself. I like when people know me and know me for the real me. So it's like music helps me do that, let people know me.
And there's like two questions that I like to ask my guests. If we didn't have to like go and get some money in life, or like you didn't have music, what will you do? Like a passion, another passion that doesn't have anything to do. I know you say you do pretty much everything on the creative side, but something that you will pick up like sports or business or whatever.
Yeah, bro. Honestly, I'll probably like, bro, honestly, real shit, I'll probably cook, bro. Like I like cooking. I'm pretty good at that shit. So I feel like I could be a chef. Like when I was like 4, I'll be like, I'm gonna have a restaurant. When I was 14, I was just talking. But I always fuck with cooking and shit.
Oh yeah, that's dope, man. What's your favorite food to cook?
I like making pasta, no lie, like any type of pasta, like motherfucker Alfredo, motherfucking lasagna, spaghetti, like all that shit.
I fuck with that. I fuck with that. And the other question is, if there's like, you just pretty much answered that because you said like to always stay true to your word. But is there like a principle or like we'll say like a quote that you live by? Like if you had something you tell like to your kids or like to somebody that's young, like, okay, this me, this Mali, this what I live by, this my code. Obviously we got a lot of like morals, but like one main thing that pretty much describe you or that you stand on.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, this shit don't even sound deep, but like one thing I'll always say is I just be chilling. And like I just say that shit and it sound like damn, like you chilling, but like that mean like I'm chilling, like I'm open to whatever, like I'm hearing you out. I don't care, like I'm not judging you, like this little shit, like you just gotta be chilling a lot of the times. Like you can't have I wanna say you can't always have a chip on your shoulder, but you feel me, like you gotta know when to just be chill, just go with the flow. I feel like that's a big thing in life, just going with the flow.
Not letting like outside shit like stress you out or alter your mood.
Cause shit, that shit not gonna matter, you feel me?
Yeah, for real. Because I feel you probably got told that shit often. I did, but like people that think like that, because I think like that, they think that we don't care about anything. But if we really go deep into it, it's like a lot of shit that people ask us to care about really don't matter,
Real shit.
Yeah. That's cool.
No, real shit. That's how shit gotta be. Like a lot of people stress shit that don't matter at all.
Yeah.
And it's like you can put that energy somewhere else.
Facts. Especially if it's shit that doesn't have anything to do with what we got going on. But
yeah,
to like close up and shit, like what keep you motivated to keep going every day, chasing your dream and shit? It could be money and it could be any fame, or you say you don't want fame, but anything really.
Smack, but motherfucking, but honestly, it's people, like when people like my music, that shit just keep me going, cause it's like like I said, like I'm pulling something out of thin air, like this is really just all made up, and you like this. So it's like, that shit just keep me going.
You mean like the supporters?
Yeah, the supporters, like every time somebody new like my song, or somebody that's been fucking with my music, go back and listen to some old shit, I'm like, damn, like I really just be appreciating that shit.
Yeah, that's real, man, that's real. And tell the people what's next for you, man. Like what can they expect for you for like the next month, year, week, whatever?
Yeah. You feel me? This month I'm dropping Sliding Back to Venus. Me and Slider, we dropping a little collab tape, 4 or 5 songs. Probably dropping like the 3rd or 4th week of March. April 22nd, I'm dropping The Float. You feel me? That shit about to be tough ass album. That shit really gonna be an experience. I'm about to have videos with that shit. I just want y'all to see the rollout for that shit. Like it's really about to be nice. It's about to be on some like Travis Scott, Astro World type shit. So I'm really excited for that shit. And then throughout the year, I'm just trying to drop more videos. You feel me?
Dope, man. We should be on the lookout for that. And do you have a last word that you want to say to the people?
Hey, feel me, Mally from Venus. Y'all niggas tap in on my shit. Smoke to my shit. I appreciate all the supporters. Real deal. Y'all niggas stay safe. Just be chilling, you feel me?
Sure, man. Listen, bro, Mally, I appreciate you, coming in, telling some advice and showing like your creative side and giving insight into your career, into what you got going on, because we support you over there. But listen, man, it's about Dark as Wood, man. Y'all, what our world is mine, man. We're gonna come back with some more heat. It was Mali from Venus, man. And yeah, we're just gonna keep going crazy,
Sure.
man.